In the heart of a small town stood an old school, its stone walls weathered by time and stories whispered about its haunted past. The school's name, St. Hallow's Academy, had long been synonymous with eerie tales of unexplained events. It was said that decades ago a teacher named Miss Eliza vanished mysteriously during a stormy night, and her body was never found. Legend claimed her spirit lingered, forever trapped within the school's hollow walls. One chilly November evening, a group of curious students decided to test their courage. Zara, Saad and Asim were close friends who often stayed late for extracurricular activities. That day, Saad dared the others to enter the old bell tower, a part of the school that had been sealed off for years after Miss Eliza's disappearance. "The tower isn't haunted," Saad scoffed. "It's just a creepy old place." But as the clock struck 7, their confidence wavered. The school was eerily silent, the hallways bathed in dim, flickering light. Yet, determined to prove their bravery, they sneaked into the restricted area, prying open the rusted doors of the bell tower. Inside, the air was thick and cold, carrying a faint scent of decay. The steps of the spiral staircase creaked under their weight. The walls were covered in faded chalk markings, names, dates, and strange symbols that seemed to shift when glanced at from the corner of the eye. Halfway up, Zara froze. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. A soft, melodious humming echoed faintly. It was a woman's voice singing an unfamiliar tune. The friends exchanged nervous glances but continued ascending. The higher they climbed, the louder the song became, its tone hauntingly sweet, yet unnervingly sad. Asim tried to laugh it off. "It's probably the wind." But deep down, none of them believed it. Finally, they reached the top of the tower, where the old bell hung silent. The room was dusty, the windows grimy and cracked. In the center of the room lay an old, leather-bound diary. Curiosity got the better of Zara, and she picked it up. The diary belonged to Miss Eliza. Its pages told of her descent into madness, her obsession with the bell, and her belief that ringing it would summon the Watchers, beings that could grant eternal knowledge at a terrible cost. As Zara read, the air grew colder. Suddenly the bell tolled, once, twice, 3 times, its deafening sound reverberating through the tower. But no one had touched it. The friends froze, their blood running cold. From the corner of the room, a shadow began to form. It wasn't cast by light, it seemed to grow, coalescing into the figure of a woman with hollow eyes and a sinister smile. "You shouldn't be here," the figure whispered, her voice a chilling echo. The friends screamed and bolted down the stairs, but the staircase stretched endlessly, the walls seeming to close in. Miss Eliza's voice followed them, growing louder, more menacing. When they finally burst through the tower's door, they found themselves not in the school, but in a dark, foggy forest. The tower loomed behind them, its bell still tolling. Miss Eliza stood at the entrance, her smile widening. "Stay and learn," she said, her voice dripping with malice. But they ran, their lungs burning, their hearts pounding. When they finally stumbled into the schoolyard, the tower was gone. Teachers found them the next morning, pale and trembling, unable to explain what had happened. The friends never spoke of that night again. They tried to move on, but whispers followed them. Other students began hearing the bell at odd hours, and shadows flickered in the halls. Years later, Zara returned to the school as a teacher. On her first day, she found a leather-bound diary on her desk. Its pages were blank, except for one sentence. "You'll never leave.